Ellen.
And I'm Luke. Bring us in, Lieutenant Rose.
Luke, how many times you were a Star Trek captain in VR for like 20 minutes? You have to stop issuing orders now.
Mr. Mike, I insist that we punch it.
Okay, I'm preparing to punch it. Punching it! It has been punched!
Yes!
See? So stop it.
Commander Douglas, this member of the crew is becoming belligerent. Kindly remove her to the brig.
What? No, Jane.
Come on, Rose.
Jane. What the hell? Jane.
Captain's orders.
Truly, the path of a captain is a lonely one.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
So Luke, after
How did you escape from
the
brig?
I'm small enough for the vents, Luke.
Come
You've got to
on.
think about these
Of
things.
course, you're just up a Jeffrey's tube. Yep.
What have you been playing other than Star Trek VR? What have you been up to?
I've been playing Little Nightmares. Yeah, the
excited about this
super creepy Little Nightmares. So yeah, we've been excited about this game for a long time, but we've only played it in sort of fits and starts. Over the weekend, I played through the whole thing. It's a fairly short game. I would maybe sort of 5 or 6 hours, even if you're kind of not particularly rushing. And it's great. It really belongs in that emerging family of games that are sort of indie platformers that have a really cool idea. Like, I guess Limbo was maybe like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
It's got similarities to Unravel and things like that. But what's really special about it is the super dark tone.
Yeah.
Visually, it's got that Tim Burton creepiness, right?
Yeah.
Which is a level of creepiness that I am not especially frightened of because it's, you know,
Like,
everyone,
ooh,
yeah.
less kind of oh god and more oh that's kind of cool.
Exactly. Everyone looks like they're in The Night Before Christmas or Corpse Bride or something, or yeah,
It's
yeah.
my aesthetic.
So it has that cool look about it, but I wasn't expecting it to be actually frightening. Especially, you know, I played Resident Evil 7 earlier this year, and that was like a properly frightening, scary game, and so I was not expecting it to be properly frightening. But it is properly frightening. Actually, it's super creepy, and in a way that is more subtle but very powerful. So what's creepy about it isn't the frightening enemies, although they do look horrifying. There's one who you may have seen in some of the Let's Plays we've done, and he's like this sort of jailer character, and he's got like tiny little legs but very long arms. And as someone with very long arms myself, I was ready to be affronted at this portrayal of long-armed people. It's just a bigger hug. But the actual enemy design isn't the most frightening thing. It's the gameplay mechanics, which involve a lot of running and hiding. And there wasn't a whole lot of that in Resident Evil 7, and actually not a lot in most horror games I played. Like, some proper survival horror games have mechanics that involve you hiding inside something. You sort of hide in a cupboard and kind of go while you wait to either be
That
murdered
exact
or for the
noise,
thing to miss you, yeah. Little Nightmares is all about hiding, and more often than not, you get found, and that's really scary because it's not like, found, dead, game over, try again. It's like, found, what are you going to do now? You've got to run. And yeah, so you find yourself just like running around, and the frightening thing is that your character, 6, she can run quite fast with her tiny little matchstick legs, but not as fast as any enemy in the game. So in a
Yeah.
sort of flat out race, they will get you. So you've got to find somewhere to hide, like under a table or like in a little vent or something like that. That dynamic of being chased is really frightening.
Yeah.
The AI has this inconsistency to it so that you're never quite sure what's going to happen. So you can be hidden and be like, well, I was hid here last time, so it'll be fine. And then the thing will just be like, and that sets off one of these really frightening chase sequences. And there is a sort of unpredictableness to the way that those work and to the way that those play out, which means you're always on edge. Very tense game. So you really feel like prey, I guess, in the game. You really feel like it does an amazing job of capturing that sense of being hunted.
Yeah.
the way that it looks is really, really cool because it looks a little bit like claymation. Yeah, I mentioned like Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not just in the stylizing, in the way that things look. It's also in the way that things move. Everything has this crumpled, like everything's made of little mannequins or maquettes or something like that. Is maquettes a thing?
I don't know.
Sounds like a thing.
Sounds like a thing. It's like a maquette. We don't know what a maquette is.
Oh my god.
So the look is great. The story, like many games of this genre, is not told explicitly. There's no dialogue or anything like that. You just sort of infer it from the environments that you're moving through and what's going on around you. And there are a few real shock moments that, without being jump scares, made me go, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. If I had one complaint, it's that the game is basically a 2D platformer, right? The camera is almost always fixed on the side, and yet the way that the controls are mapped, it's like to a 3D environment. So occasionally you'll be walking left to right along a pipe, and you're thinking like, well, I just hold the stick left or right to move along the pipe, but you can actually fall off either side. So sometimes I found the controls to be a little bit fidgety. There's nothing too taxing, but it's the right level of puzzles in that sometimes you'll be in a room and you'll be stuck, but then you will get it probably. Like there's nothing so tough that you can't figure it out.
Well, that's what you want. You do.
Yes, that's what you want.
In a puzzle game, especially like puzzle platformers, one game that does it perfectly is like Portal.
Yeah.
So it's just that gradual build up of the first few levels, like, oh, it's easy, and then you get to one, you go, wait.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, right. And then when you finally get it, it's that, oh yes. Because that's what I found with Unravel, which is like Little Nightmares, but more fun, like kind of like, not like more fun, but more like, less scary, basically. Although there is a bit where there's like a mole thing that chases you, and it's very like so.
Now I'm afraid of the Yarny mole.
It's terrifying.
But doesn't have good vision in sunlight.
No.
Mole facts.
Just blind it with a torch.
Hashtag mole facts. I have so much time for games that you can just blast through in an afternoon and that have that gently unfolding story and a beautiful look.
Yeah.
I think the last one I played that I really, really loved was Abzu, which was the diving one.
Oh, with the big whales and stuff.
Yeah.
You gave me a go on that. It was amazing.
It's so much fun. And they're not all frightening. There's like The Witness, although The Witness, man. Now that's hard. That's hard puzzling.
Yeah.
That's like when I was playing The Witness, my living room looked like a serial killer's den because I had connected dots everything and be like
question mark.
How does this? But the police commissioner couldn't have been there. There's no police commissioner in The Witness.
Have you played like Limbo follow-up, basically Inside?
Oh yeah, Inside, yeah.
BAFTA winning, well done
BAFTA
by the
winning.
way. When you find like these really great gaming experiences that you can just blast through in one evening.
Yeah, but that are just as memorable as a 20-hour game.
They stick with you. They really stick with you. Like if someone brings up Inside in conversation, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that was amazing. What about this bit and this bit? Not all games do that. Like a lot of AAA games don't always.
A game can be all the punchier and more impactful for being really short.
Yes, yeah.
Because it doesn't give you time to get bored of it.
Yeah.
If Little Nightmares was 20 hours long, it would stop being scary. But yeah, it's got a beautiful aesthetic. It's very fun and easy to play. And yeah, I was just so surprised at how frightening it was and so tense.
I played it at Gamescom last year, a demo, and I remember playing it and jumping out of my skin at one point because I've been so careful and avoidant. And I was like, yeah, stealthing it, and then this thing happened. I was like, no.
I'd kind of like a Ratatouille game, built in the Little Nightmares like architecture, where you're Remy the Rat being chased by horrifying chefs that appear to be wearing someone else's skin. If you want Disney, you can dial back the skin wearing. Yeah, it's a short game, but then it's not a very expensive game. I think it costs 16 or 17 pounds. Yeah. Actual prices are on screen now. And they're gone, so hope you were quick. And it's really fun and frightening, really frightening. So don't play it if you don't like scary things.
Or do, and you will face your fears. Yeah? So I'm not good with scary things, but I'm going to play the hell out of this.
Be brave like Ellen.
Yeah, be brave like me, but also you need to be brave because now you are going to be subject to one of my dastardly quizzes.
No!
About Mario Kart 8.
Mario
Luke,
Kart.
Yes, Mario Kart 8 is out now on the Switch, revamped.
Yes.
So I've got some questions for you regarding everyone's favourite racing game.
Everyone's favourite racing
Mike isn't
game.
in the room right now, so I can say that.
Mike likes Mario Kart best.
If he's truly honest with himself.
How can you ignore the lure of the karts?
Exactly.
You can't. You'd be a fool to try.
Mario Kart 8 features some new races, such as the kids from Splatoon. However, who is your go-to character for racing in Mario Kart?
Princess Peach.
Please tell us why.
I don't know. I really like Princess Peach. I think she's cool. I like the things she shouts, which is a big part of Mario Kart.
So what does she shout?
She's like, "Let's go!" in a less Mickey Mouse kind of way.
Disney were
and
really
like,
sorry.
"Yeah!" that was pretty good actually. That's sort of a little bit what she sounds like, yeah. And you know, she does like cool stunts when she's on the bikes and stuff. Princess Peach has sort of a bad rep in the gaming community because what she's most famous for is getting kidnapped over and over again, which is, you know, not cool, and I think does not speak to how awesome Princess Peach actually is.
Yeah.
Especially in the Mario sports titles. She competes evenly with everyone. So yeah, Princess Peach. Although I know in Mario Kart 8, Link is in it. In the Deluxe one, he's like there right from the start. So you can also race as Link, which is real tempting because, you know, Link. But my go-to always Princess Peach. Also, I just think she's in the Mario Kart weight class that I like to, not to get too personal about the princess, but the Mario Kart weight class that I like, which is sort of like light and maneuverable. I don't like the heavier characters like your Wario's and your Donkey Kongs and your Bowsers. Yeah. The ones who are just, you know, like smash into stuff, but just don't have the cornering. Come on, Bowser, work on your cornering. I'm sorry, I'm annoyed now. Next question.
A new and improved battle mode is making its way to the revamped Mario Kart 8.
Cool.
If you could revamp anything, what would it be?
If I could revamp anything?
Yeah.
So
like conservatory.
The planet's environmental health? Could I cure climate change?
That is actually an excellent answer, yeah.
Revamped! Just turn the environment off and on again.
Yeah, everything's fine. Coral reefs are all good.
Fine. Yeah,
Ice
it's all
Cat's
good.
Still there.
Oh yeah, revamp the coral reefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Revamp the tiger population.
Oh god, yeah.
I suppose if I was trying to limit it to a more video gamey thing.
I mean, that's a perfectly good answer.
There was a game on the N64 called Pokemon Snap.
Right.
Which was, it felt like it was going to be a whole new genre of game, but then it wasn't. Pokemon Snap, if you didn't play it, was an on-rails game where you go around and Pokemon jump out and you have to take photos of them. You could throw pesteballs at the Pokemon to annoy them, which sometimes produced photo-worthy moments, like them falling in a volcano or something, and you'd be like, snap, get that to the professor. Yeah, Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Don't know why that popped into my head.
Well, isn't that like Pokemon Go?
No, Ellen.
Because like you can take
I mean, yes, obviously.
photos in like reality where there's a Pokemon there.
Yes, obviously it is a bit like that. So yeah, it's a toss-up between saving the environment and Pokemon Snap.
I think I know which one to go for. Okay, another important question regarding Mario Kart gameplay.
Cool.
Kart or motorbike?
Motorbike. Princess Peach on the motorbike. Absolutely unbeatable. Unbeatable. Next question. No, I like the motorbikes. I was really pleased when they introduced them. In Diddy Kong Racing, again, I'm going back to the N64 heavy quiz, I'm sorry. There were karts, like hover boats and planes. And I've always wondered what it would be like if Mario Kart introduced planes. I mean, you can glide in Mario Kart 8. You can sort of pop a parachute.
Have the cool parachutes and stuff.
But not full flight. Food for thought. But not really.
Have you ever, Luke, okay, gotta be honest, have you ever given someone the Luigi death stare when driving in real life? If so, when was it?
The only car that I've ever had in real life was a very, very small car. And so it was
fit in it?
Not well, not comfortably, tiny little like in city car, like driving. So sort of imagine how intimidating the death stare would be, like from me kind of me driving along just like Yeah, not very intimidating. I'm not an angry driver at all.
No.
I think I've used the horn maybe like twice in my life, and both times immediately felt awkward and regretted it. I've been like, cut up on the motor or something like that. That really was inappropriate. He's getting the horn.
You're too polite.
I'm peaceful, I'm zen. I save it for Mario Kart.
Yeah. And you're like next to someone on the sofa and then you just go.
Yeah. Just slow motion past them.
Got one more final question.
Yes, okay, all
The
right.
most important question of all.
Princess Peach. Yeah.
We all love and hate Rainbow Road. It's the trickiest of all.
It is the trickiest.
With its twists and turns and the risk of falling off the edges.
Yeah.
So, important question. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
When you go bowling, do you have those little barriers up to help you?
You don't need the barriers when you use that metal thing that rolls.
I thought you were going to mention that, yes!
That's the professional's choice. Yeah. Strike every time. So easy with the metal roll.
You just get a really heavy ball.
Yeah.
Done.
Roll that down. Easy. Job done.
Thank you, Luke. I think we have learnt lots. No, wait, you've not answered the question, do you? You
Oh, wait.
So, do you just use the slide thing then?
I nearly left people at home
I
hanging,
know.
wondering, does he have... Well, no, of course not. Would it be more fun with them up? Yes. But, you know, that's life. You can't just eat chocolate for dinner every day, and you can't just have the barriers up when you go bowling. You know, that's the tragedy. What point am I trying to make here? I don't know. No, I don't have the barriers up.
No,
But it's good having the barriers up. I'm quite an aggressive bowler. It's very much all or nothing with my bowling technique. It's either like devastating strike or more often like immediate gutter ball.
I'm constant splits. I once did the amazing thing of having 2 pins like that.
Really?
And I got one and it hit the other one and I was just like, I'll never be this good at bowling ever again.
I mean, unless you get a strike.
But I mean, like,
is
in
better.
terms of, strike's easier than a split like that.
Can't be, or else it wouldn't be the most points. James is shaking his head.
Of course it's harder. If you've got the split, it's nearly impossible. The strike, you have to hit it down the middle.
Yeah,
The
strike,
split's
you just
like-
have to be lucky enough to have the pins at the front go like that.
But then why is the strike like the most
'cause it's
points?
one shot.
Like the
Okay,
split
fine,
is worth less
fine.
points because the first throw was rubbish. But
All right.
it's
all right.
harder to knock down 2 pins that are
Yeah.
like that.
You should get more points for it
Get a
then.
stri-
What's the strike? Strike's like, well, strikes, your points get added up later, don't they? But it's like 10
Yeah.
points. So you get 11 points if you do it like... I don't know, we'll hash out the exact details later.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Oh, lovely. Well,
Sorry, it wasn't very concise.
Well, I think we have learnt a lot about Mario Kart.
I think so. I think so.
I think we've done very well to teach you all about the ins and outs of this classic game. But I think next we best see what you guys have been saying in the comments.
Drift into the comments.
Recently, Luke and Andy got crafty, making a real-life Chop Chop Master Onion.
Oh God!
God's glue disaster.
Gloomageddon. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Chop Chop Master Onion. There he is. Marcus V noted how useful it would be to have an additional person on the team, saying, next time Ellen or Luke aren't there, they should have Master Onion stand in instead of someone from Oxbox.
Oh my God, that'd be a great idea. Luke, where is he?
He was starting to smell a bit, so we had to throw him away.
Would you throw me away if I started to smell?
Yes. Elsewhere, we looked at some moments in games that broke our hearts.
Instead of playing the game to the end, I played it till about 1 or 2 missions before that mission and just stayed there for 5 years.
Commenter Mixthos thought you'd go for a different entry, Ellen. What about the moment you found out that Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning wouldn't get a sequel? In other news, we jumped back in time to play classic Disney games in the Disney Afternoon Collection.
All right, I'm going to throw this ball at it. We must have to get the ball in its hands. I've died,
Ow.
Ellen. It's all down to you. Get the ball in an open hand. You can do it.
Ow!
You can do it.
Ow!
John Michael Harris said, I've died, Ellen. It's all up to you. Words we don't want to hear before the end of the world.
Hey!
Oh, now, Ellen, I totally trust you to avenge my death. Elsewhere, On last week's show, I delved deep into Ellen's psyche with an Outlast 2 choose-your-own-adventure as immersive as it was purely terrifying. It's dark. Above the rows of corn, you can see a farmhouse in the distance with its lights on. Do you A. head for the farm, B. stay where you are and do nothing?
Pie Master Jelly didn't find your world building all that convincing though, Luke. Immediately broke my immersion when Luke said that Ellen could see over a row of corn.
You see, well, when the chopper went down, the spinning rotor blades chopped the crops down a few feet. It's all explained in the Maze of Madness Expanded Universe novels.
I thought those were non-canon.
No, you're thinking of the Capcom crossover graphic novels Chun-Li versus the Maze of Madness, which is canon but for an alternate universe.
Oh.
Yeah, seems like someone needs to reread their Maze of Madness hardback lore compendium. I'll go get my copy.
Hey Luke, have you seen Andy anywhere?
Actually, no. Not since I sent him that Wikipedia article on centipedes.
Centipedes. Bam, centipedes. You want that in your life? Never gonna get centipeded me. Bam. What is it? Centipedes.
Right, well, according to his Instagram, he was last seen heading in the direction of the London Zoo insect house.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. Want to grab a sandwich after this?
Luke, you've not eaten. We've talked about doing show of the weekend on an empty stomach.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How old are you? Because Sorry.
Okay, Luke's stomach. Are you quite
Special
finished?
guest Luke's stomach. Getting uppity. Sorry about that.
That's all right, Luke. I learned to deal with weird noises when I heard you trying to voice commenter emoticons.
What noise do you think the teary smiley face is? Aww. Aww. One of those.
Oh, Luke, I'm sorry. I'm just joshing with you. Those noises were fine.
Thanks, Ellen. Thank you.
That's all right. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you should subscribe and join the other 250,000, aka 250,000 other people who have subscribed to us. Thank you so much.
What? That's an amazing milestone. Genuinely, guys, thank you so much. It's amazing. And if you enjoyed this, then there's loads more show of the weekend to watch in our back catalogue. So go dive into that. But for now, that is enough show of the weekend from us. So I think I'm going to get back to Breath of the Wild. Mr. Mike, beam me down to Hyrule.
But Luke, you realise you don't have Star Trek powers.
Energize.